Hello everyone, this is Vicki Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly Tarotscopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading.
Leo.
Hello Leo. Welcome to your February 2015 free Tarotscope and mini animal totem reading. Mini Tarotscope and animal totem reading for Leo of February 2015. So let's see what's in store for you guys. Get some cards out here. Very, very interesting. What is that from? Was that Hogan's Heroes or something? I don't know. Very interesting. Oh, maybe it was Laughing. Was that what that was? I don't know. If somebody knows, they can leave it in the comments. Alright, let me get this down. It's something from the late 60s and early 70s TV shows. I don't know if I can remember which one it was. Alright, let's have a look at what's showing up in this spread here. Well, these first cards out up here are pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got Eight of Pentacles. This is a nice card. This is about doing what you really love and being so into what you're doing. It's kind of like the do what you love and money will follow card. He's shining and polishing that thing, and he's just so into it. And yeah, money is piling up in the background, but that's not really his motivation. So it's very much a card of, it's time to really, who are you really? What do you really want to do with your life? And not only that, not only is the money piling up behind him, the world is so behind him. So the world is always bigger, better, more than you ever anticipated. It can be worldwide, far-reaching. Sometimes it might say you may be dealing with somebody a world away. You know, foreigners might be involved and whatnot. There does seem to be some opposition with this Emperor in reverse here. So Emperor in reverse is all the things that we think of with the Emperor in our modern day. You know, the word Emperor has some like negative connotations in our democratic place that we are supposedly at now. But Emperor in reverse is somebody dominating, controlling. My way. It's my way or the highway. I'm going to tell you what to do. You better listen to me. Rigid, strict, restrictive. Okay? These are some of the characteristics of the Emperor in reverse. So this I'd say he, because in the card it's him, but you know, it could be male or female. And not even in general readings, in period. Because back in the day when the tarot came about, only men held position of power. So that's not the case anymore, right? So this is something, you know, that he or she is the boss, the tyrant. You know what's really standing out to me is this thing on his neck. So this is throat chakra area, it's leading to the heart somewhat, but I'm really wanting to focus on the throat chakra. So either, you know, they're mean and vicious with their words, it could be, or maybe you need to like speak your truth. I think is stronger. It's about you speaking out. It's you speaking your truth here. There's something that came to me just now about him. It's like the all-powerful Oz. You know, like it's not, once they see what the all-powerful, they're not as powerful or all-knowing as maybe you think they do, or they don't have as much power as maybe you really think they do, or have thought you were, maybe you thought they had in the past. Because it feels like you're just over here just digging on, doing your thing over here. You're just really loving, you're so into your hobby or your skill, developing your skill and practicing and making it better and working on it. And that is, just keep it that way, you know. And this could just be, you know, somebody who's been a naysayer. And it feels like whatever power they had on you, over you, is diminishing. Or is about to diminish. And it's about you with the Hangman, like you're having an awakening. You're seeing it for what they really are, like the great and powerful Oz. It was just some old man pulling levers and smoke and fire. You know, when the smoke clears, it wasn't all that big of a deal as you thought it was. And again, even, you know, if we go further into that story, you know, you always had the power within. It's such a great story anyway. There seems to be frustration about moving ahead with some kind of money thing here. It's like I'm fighting this. I want it, and maybe that's where that Emperor is. Maybe that's where that comes in. You know, I really want to move forward with this thing, but I'm up against obstacles. I'm running into obstacles. Well, the Two of Rods is saying it's because it's not for you. Two of Rods in reverse. That means that it's not. That's not the right path for you to go down. And beating your head up against. And another thing is, well, beating your head is not going to do any good. Hitting your head into a brick wall, which is often what this card talks about, or trying to fight, it's not going to do you any good. At least not in the time of Aquarius, in the time of air, which we're in Aquarius for the first 3 weeks or so, till the 18th. So that's not going to help you. It's only going to deplete your energy and frustrate you. Better to just refine your plan, refine your work, keep to what you know, keep to what it brings you the joy or the root of it all. What's the root of this all? This is the outward world. Maybe the outward world is you're denied. No, we don't want to allow you to do this thing, or we don't want to support you or help you in doing this thing you want to do. And instead of wasting energy trying to change their mind, not happening. Okay, it's not happening. Go this route, because whatever it is, it's the world for you. You got a good idea here, or you got a, there's something pretty cool that could come out of this. But there's more than one way to skin a catfish. I'm sorry, I'm kind of silly today. I'm sorry, I'm in a goofy mood. There's more than one way to do something, to build a better mousetrap, okay? And this isn't the only way there is. This is clear indication that you really are onto something, and that it really could be really great, but it's just not going to happen down this pathway. This is not the path for you. So it's just that simple. But keep at it, because this is fabulous stuff here, especially that world. That's a great, great card. And it looks like just more opposition. Maybe this is all the same person, but I've got a Knight of Swords in reverse. But I feel like it's, again, I might just be saying in the time of air, that if you keep pushing this in the time of air, you may just meet up with frustration. And I think Mercury's retrograde for a lot of the month anyway, so, it's just like back to doing this, It's a good time to go back over things and refine it and make it better. Not only we've got this telling us about, no, maybe not in the time of Aquarius before the 18th, but Four of Swords, that's a waiting time. It's often a wait of 4. So you may have to wait 4 weeks. 4 months, I don't know, 4 days, feeling like 4 weeks. That's real strong with me. Another thing that's happening for you guys, on the 3rd, you've got a full moon in Leo. So that's a good day. The sun is shining on you, but you could also really receive some illumination right around that time, or kind of get it. But it almost seems like, you're just beating your head against the wall with this. I keep saying this guy, and it could be a guy, it could be a woman, it could be anybody. Go back to that initial spark of why you got into this in the first place, or what made you happy about it, or you got to go back, not to the drawing board exactly, but find your inspiration. It's not all about this and him and this money and convincing him. That's not really what it's about. It's really about this. You getting great joy in your creation and your plans and your making of whatever you're creating here. And, the world is there. And Jupiter still is in your sign, so there's plenty of fish in the sea. This person isn't going to let you do your thing when you go somewhere else or go talk to somebody else about it. It's not the path. When you're meeting up with the opposition, it's just not the path for you. It's just that simple. And don't waste time struggling in it. Just move forward. The quicker you move forward, the quicker you will find the right thing that's for you. And it clearly was there with the world and everything. All right, what is going to be... This is going to be probably the last time we'll use this animal deck of 10 Andrews. There it is. We're going to move on to my images for sure. At least my images should be all completed by the next thing, and I'm going to show you guys some more. But here it is. The lion. How apropos. So the Leos get the lion for their animal totem card. How cool. And it says on this card, the strength of will from the inner sun. Ooh, I think that's so... Just from that, it's kind of key and on point to what I was talking about. Strength of will from the inner sun. What brings you inner joy. If you're experiencing frustration in the outer world, and Mercury is, I think, is retrograde in Aquarius, so that's your 7th house. That's the other, right? So if you're experiencing frustration in the outer world, go within, go back into what your joy is and everything else. But I'm going to talk a little more about it. And stay tuned. I've got to show you some of the latest things. I'm really making progress on the deck, and I have another announcement I'm going to talk about too. And thanks to everybody who's been posting and talking about the confirmations they've been getting with these animal totems things. So it's just more confirmation for me that I should keep, I'm doing the right thing with the deck and everything. So stay tuned, Leo. I'll be right back with more on the lion right after this. Known as the king of the beasts, the lion is at the top of the food chain and have great power. Because they hunt in groups to take down the kill of the common goal, connecting with the group is very important at this time. Females do a lot of the hunting, so it may be a time of connecting with the women around you or your own feminine energy. Okay, before we go, I want to again just thank everybody for all your comments about how you've been getting confirmation on these animal totems. And I'm going to show you some of my where I'm at with the progress. And I think it's kind of cool. I showed it on the last astrology video about how we go from a sketch to then I take it into Illustrator. And then we go to, which is make nice clean lines and a vector drawing. And then I finish it off in Photoshop and with the final card and add a lot of texture and depth and color. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep showing you guys some. And while I'm showing you the rest of some of these cards that I'm doing, I wanted to ask again, I know I mentioned it in the astrology video, but I know I don't, like some of you don't watch the astrology and not the cards and vice versa. But I'm really looking for an app developer who has some knowledge of some of these mystical things. I really want to do a tarot app, and I'd love to do an app for this new animal totem cards. But even more so, I want to do an astrology app so much because there just isn't an astrology app out there that can do the things that I want to do. I've been mulling this around for a few years. I have detailed things of how I want it to look and operate and function. I just need somebody who knows code who can, go ahead and maybe help me with that part of it. So go ahead, if anybody you guys know anybody, please email me and let me know about that. Back to the animal totems, like a lot of you, again, I know you don't watch the astrology, but I've been having so much confirmation, a lot of it coming from you, so definitely keep commenting and tell me about that. But the other thing on that astrology video, the last one I did for the Aquarius new moon, about 3 minutes and 40-some seconds in, this hawk just crashed into the window while I was doing the reading. You don't see it crash into the window, but you hear it. It's clunk, and I'm like flipping out, and I turned the camera onto the window, and you could see it in the bushes and the trees there, but it flew off. And I want to note that this is not a, confirmation about the animal deck, yes, but there's more to this. This window also is not like a big picture window outside of a deck. It's set back in a nook. There's a huge forsythia bush in the way. I mean, he was coming to me. It was pretty obvious. And if that window wouldn't have been there, it probably would have landed right on my shoulder, where I was sitting. And it was this splat. I just see the splat of I hear clunk, and I hear the splat of this thing. You can watch it. It's at like 3 minutes and 40-something. I don't know if I'll be able to put the thing on there. But I know what it was telling me. Because the hawks are the messenger. It's like, speak, soar to new heights, be yourself, speak your truth. Because for a long time, I wrote a book. I wrote another book. And I want to thank everybody, too, who does do my astrology, tarot in the modern world book, and likes it and everything. But I wrote a book of fiction. And the original idea actually came to me in the 90s. And I was mulling it around in my head. I finally started really writing it in 2011. And I published it in 2012, just for copyright purposes mainly. But I haven't come out about it, really. And I've been putting it off, and then I said, well, when the Uranus conjuncts the South Node, I'll definitely come out about it. And that's when that video was, the astrology video. And as I started the video, I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to talk about this book. And then crash, this hawk came out. So it's like, you better. It's like that hawk was telling me, you better talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it some more. I mentioned it in the other video, but as I said, I know a lot of you don't watch both. So here it is. It's a work of fiction, and it's called Starseed, A Pleiadian Tale of Love, by V.M. Lariv, which is a pen name. Luriv is an anagram of Verli, so that's how I came up with that. I drew the cover art. It's Athvar. You know, it's meant to be, it's a work of fiction, but it's also meant to be a teaching book, you know, and it's stuff about, you're going to learn, it's about the story of Rory Lang and her awakening, basically. And there's a lot of things in it, like on the line of the Celestine Prophecy, how it's a fiction story, but there's spiritual insights as well. So that's kind of the approach I was trying to take, although it's, other than that, the story's nothing like the, like that. It's a Pleiadian tale of love. It's meant to be like a paranormal romance. Like, as I said, I published it mainly just to copyright it because I was sending it out to some people. I mean, it's a good read. It's a short story. It's got some humor. I try to have some humor in it. Rory's a bartender. You know, it's loosely based on some of my experiences, but it's still, you know, I would say 90% fiction. Okay. And then there's different people in there. Some of, like Helga is a composite character of all the great bar broads that I've known in my life. These older women who are just, you know, so the crazy things they've said and done and their strength. And I've just, you know, they definitely came up in a time when it was a man's world, but they made their own way. And, I mean, it's meant to be humorous. But it needs a little going over. I imagine it would need an editor, work with an editor, or possibly my arm's getting tired, or a screenwriter, really, maybe even to help me like convert it into a script might be a nice way to go. But the universe is telling me to put out there. The hot crashing in the window was like, don't you dare chicken out. You put that out there. So I'm doing it. I'm putting it out here. You know, because really, I'm so into working on this animal deck right now. That's what I'm so focused on. But you know, I got to walk the talk. I'm listening to Spirit, and it's telling me to put it out. It's not for everybody. You know, it might be too far out there for a lot of people, but it might not be for others. And like a lot of the stuff, I had confirmation. Like watching videos of like Dolores Cannon. I didn't know about Dolores Cannon during the time that I was writing this, and when I watched a lot of her stuff and her information, definitely confirmed a lot of what I was getting, and tried to incorporate in this book. So that was nice confirmation. I'm so sorry to hear of her passing too, because I really thought she was such a cool lady. I wanted to meet her. I wanted to go to her thing in Arkansas, but you know, too late now. But anyways, you know, her work lives on. Okay, so this is it. This is Starseed. And again, thank you for everybody who's been buying and Tarot in the Modern World. And again, if you're watching this video to learn tarot, this is the book. You know, this kind of tells it all. Thanks for commenting and leaving stuff on YouTube and on Amazon, commenting and rating the book. I'm so grateful. Grateful for everybody who has, you know, commenting and donating and ordering readings and sharing and liking my videos. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.